guess what? I'm a United States Senator, and I own a home in Washington, D.C., as do most senators.
Bernie Sanders, who, we don't talk about him much anymore, and I don't know that there's anyone who deserves more scorn for what he did to America, because even though he wasn't part of like the crazy race part of what they've done over the last decade, one of the things that he did, or the primary thing that he did, was he normalized socialism. He normalized the idea that, taking from someone else to do what you want with their money is somehow good. We used to call that envy or greed or something like that, but he somehow tricked young people into thinking that was good. Well, here he was on a podcast, and he's a millionaire with 3 houses, and he was asked about how he made his money.
Since running for president, you've often been attacked, especially from the right, about being worth, I believe, $2 million and owning 3 houses. So from my perspective, the answer to that is most of your wealth has been earned from writing books and selling those books. And you are one of the most famous politicians in the world. And so your wealth in the context, in comparison to other people of that fame level and other politicians, is actually quite modest. So what's your response usually to those attacks?
Do I own 3 residences? Yeah, I do. I live here in Burlington, Vermont. We live in a middle-class neighborhood, nice house. Guess what? I'm a United States Senator, and I own a home in Washington, D.C., as do most senators. You live there year after year. When I first when I was in Congress for 16 years, I rented all the time. But I got elected. Okay, got a 6-year term. You know what? Let's buy a house. So we bought a house. And guess what? Like many thousands of people in the state of Vermont, I have a summer camp. It's a nice one on Lake Champlain. That's it. Now, how did I get the money? You're right. I wrote 2 best-selling books, including this book on capitalism. It was New York Times bestseller for a while. And also another book was a youth book. And I make, I don't know, $175,000 a year. And that's more or less how I became the zillionaire that I am.
How did I make the money? Well, even though I've spent a career trying to destroy capitalism and I've got 3 houses and everything else, I sold best-selling books. Of course, I guess if I thought about it for a little bit longer, I'd realize that selling best-selling books and getting them on the New York Times bestseller, maybe it's something about capitalism.
I don't like that, man.